record breaker across the valley today. Hey everyone, it's Eric here with the weather for Weather Geeks on this Thursday evening. We're getting set for Friday and the weekend, and more warm weather is coming our way. In fact, our weekend forecast keeps getting warmer as an approaching cold front keeps getting slower on the weather modeling, so we will probably approach, if not exceed 80 again Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk more about that weekend forecast in just a moment, but yeah, today's temperature, as expected, broke the record high. That record was reached twice, 81 degrees in 1977 and 1941. 83, though, our official high at the Youngstown Warren Airport this afternoon. We've had a warm April so far. We've had a lot of warm Aprils in recent decades. Not every April, of course, but looking at the long-term averages, of course, every month is warmer than it used to be, but the biggest changes have been during the winter season in December, January, and February. In the spring, though, both April and May are the 2 months outside of winter in which we've seen the biggest rise in our average temperatures, about a degree and a half or so warmer than it was about 30 years ago. All right, so we bagged another 80-degree day today, our second of the month. We'll pick up another one on Friday, and again, we might touch 80 in some spots both Saturday and Sunday. We don't typically see that many 80-degree days this early in the season, of course. April typically as a whole only features about 2% of our 80-plus temperatures for the year. So this is a little unusual to have this many, especially this early in the month. We're not even quite halfway through the month of April. All right, you may have seen some of the remarkable footage from southeastern Florida, especially last night, specifically around Fort Lauderdale. If you're familiar with southeastern Florida, if you've vacationed down here before, maybe you've left on a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale before. This is just north of Miami, and a thunderstorm complex basically sat over this area for hours. It kept what we call backbuilding, basically just running over the same areas again and again and again last evening. And this Doppler estimate here is even a little low. There's some rain gauges, official rain gauges in this area showing up to 23 or 24 inches worth of rain since yesterday afternoon and evening. And a lot of this fell in about a 6-hour window. Imagine picking up 20 plus inches of rain in 6 hours or so. That's just astronomical rainfall rates. And of course, the flooding was a huge problem. And kind of to add insult to injury, they had more heavy thunderstorms in that area this afternoon as well. And this is the radar as of about 7:07 Eastern Time. Still, the occasional downpour passing through this area. This is sort of kind of related to the slow-moving low-pressure system that's centered out here over Mississippi this evening. There's been some heavy gusty storms and a severe weather threat, especially in Georgia, over the last several hours, and the severe weather threat will continue along the east coast of Florida for a time this evening. Back here at home, our weather, fantastic, of course, and our sunset this evening is notable because it's at 8 p.m., officially in Youngstown. Now, it's a little bit earlier the farther east you are, and a little bit later the farther west you are, but officially 8 p.m. in kind of the heart of our viewing area, our first 8 p.m. sunset since late August, and we'll have 8 p.m. sunsets from now through about the start of the Canfield Fair, the last couple of days of August of 2023. In early May, our sunsets are up to about 8:20 to 8:25 during that first week of the month. Whether you're mowing the grass or doing anything else outdoors on Friday, it's going to be just like today. A few more fair weather clouds, no big deal. Just as warm as today. The record tomorrow is 85. Probably not going to break it tomorrow, but we'll make a run. We'll give it a run for its money. Our official forecast is for 83 tomorrow afternoon. So another day to, if you belong to a pool, if you belong to a club like Avalon up in Trumbull County that has a pool or several pools, another great day to check that out. I know they had big crowds up there today. All right, you may not love the recent weather if you're an allergy sufferer, especially early season allergy sufferer. If tree pollen really knocks you for a loop, you're not loving things right now. Typically, tree pollen peaks in our area during the second half of May and early in June. This peak might occur a week or two earlier this year because of the fast greening up and blooming of things across the area. It is greening up in a hurry, that is for sure. Keep in mind, if you're going to be hitting the pool or doing anything else outdoors on Friday, the sun is as strong now as it is in late August, early September. You can get sunburned pretty easily. So playing golf, doing anything else outdoors for any extended period of time, just use some common sense. Something we'll be talking about a lot, of course, in the coming months. I mentioned a few fair weather clouds on our Friday. This will especially be noticeable, I think, as we head into the afternoon, but no big deal. Just not as pristine and bright and sunny as it has been over the last couple of days. That low-pressure system to our south might provide enough moisture to maybe squeeze out a renegade shower or a storm Saturday afternoon, but I don't think it's much. I think most of us are dry. Most of us will stay dry through the daylight hours on Sunday. This approaching front on Sunday has been trending slower and slower on the modeling over the last 48 hours, and so we've pushed back our highest rain chances now for Sunday until late in the day. So most of the daylight hours featuring some sun and continued warm temperatures. So you'll notice we've taken up our expected highs this weekend up to 79 now both days. Most of Saturday dry, most of the daylight hours Sunday dry. It's around 6, 7, 8 p.m. that showers and storms will become increasingly likely. Now, this isn't a great severe weather setup for us, but could there be a heavy storm in some spots, a gusty storm? Yes, I just don't think there'll be that many. At this point, it'll just be a wet few hours probably with some claps of thunder and some bouts of maybe heavy rain for a time early in the evening on Sunday. Now, this is a whopper of a front. 30-degree temperature drop on the other side of it. So we go from 79 on Sunday to 49 on Monday. And it's going to be raw and chilly through Tuesday. Maybe a couple of rain showers around, and I think there'll be some snowflakes seen in some spots. Won't really stick to anything, of course, but Monday night into Tuesday morning, yeah, you might see some snow flurries. This will be a brief cool down, though. We're back above average as early as Wednesday, and I think we're back in the 70s towards the tail end of next week. So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride across the Mahoning and Shenango valleys over the next week, but aside from Monday and Tuesday, it's mostly good news in the weather department. Thanks for checking out this evening's in-depth weather forecast video. We'll do Weather for Weather Geeks again on Friday. I hope you'll tune in then. In the meantime, have a great rest of your Thursday night.